Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we've got Brent Boyles here today with us, who is the owner of Michael's Steak Chalet. Everybody around the lake has heard of, been to Michael's Steak Chalet, but there's an amazing history behind that property. So we'll get into some of that. So first of all, I got to ask, your name is Brent, but it's called Michael's Steak Chalet. So how did it get its name?
Great story. So in 1994,
right.
My grade school friend, Michael Ismail, approached me and said, hey, I got this great idea. I want to open a restaurant at the Lake of the Ozarks. And, I thought, wow, that's kind of crazy. So anyway, he got me down here and we looked at the property and I said, look, here's the deal. I'd be love to, invest with you on the real estate side, but I want to have nothing to do with the restaurant. And so that worked until, about 3 months later, we tried, we were running out of money. And actually his partner, he had a business partner that decided to bag it. So I ended up by default getting into the restaurant business with Michael. So in a short term, we got, but he named the restaurant after himself. I was a silent partner. And we brought a restaurateur from O'Fallon, Illinois called Sam Andrea. Yeah. To this day, we still use his steak sauce. But that's how it got to be called Michael's.
From your business partner?
From my business partner, Mike Ismail. And he was actually, I went to grade school with him, I think was from third grade on. So
wow.
Lifelong friend. So, yeah, that's how it started.
There you go. That's why it's not called Brent's
That's
Steak
right.
Chalet.
Well, he always joked that we could call it Brent's Sirloin Shack. But, but Michael's Steak Chalet sounded much nicer.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more highbrow, right,
exactly,
up there.
Exactly.
Okay, and what a lot of people don't know, I didn't know this until just a couple of days ago, you actually also started Marty Bird's restaurant.
I did. So after the show came out, I was very excited to watch, the Netflix show Ozark. Had no idea what it was going to be like. And so I was all excited that it was going to, promote the lake. And it did, but, not in the greatest way.
Yeah.
So then I have a computer background. And so I bought the domain name martybird.com for $10. And then an opportunity
That's how it started.
That's how it started.
$10, right?
Well, yeah.
But a genius idea, because so many people who watched that, who came to the lake, had to go to Marty Bird's.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So it was funny. I even called my attorney friend who said, don't do it. You could spell it differently or something. And we kind of decided, hey, what's the worst thing they can do? They'll make us change the name.
Right.
So it never happened. Got a lot of free publicity from it because everybody, watched Marty Bird's. So yeah, it brought a lot of people to the lake. And then the opportunity happened that we, just opened a little bar up downtown and it worked out great.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have since sold that,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So Marty Bird's now run by different people, but he's the guy that started.
Craig and Monica Wood, yes, they're doing a good job there. A little different than I did it, but.
Yeah, so that was a quick in and out with Marty Bird's.
Actually longer than you would think. I think we started it in 2018.
Yeah.
So we did it after the first year of the show. Okay. And a lot of people came to town and said, was this here before the show? And I always, oh yeah, it was. But it wasn't. So
they named it after us.
Exactly.
Right?
No, that wasn't the case. No. But so yeah, then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so then it got to be, more of a burden for me because, 11 to midnight is a long day. And so Michael's is a lot easier. So I decided to concentrate there. And then it just so happened that Craig and Monica came from New Mexico. Yeah. And we're looking for something and it worked out. And
perfect timing.
Yep. And they're doing a good job and I'm done with it.
Michael's Steak Chalet. So you have been a part owner or full owner of that since 1994.
Yes.
So that would, if I do the math correctly, make it 30 years this year.
It'll be 30 years this June. Yeah. We bought the property in June of 1994.
Right.
So yeah, 30 years this coming June. Yeah.
Have those years gone by pretty fast?
They have. My role has changed. Originally I was silent partner and just got to come down on the weekends and enjoy the lake. But then in 2008, when everything blew up last time, Michael decided to get out of the business. And so it kind of fell back on my lap. So we're making it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually being a restaurateur isn't your main focus. No. You are a mathematics guy. You got a math degree. You own a whole different company and business that you run as well.
You're right. So I always tell people my full-time job is in the IT business, computer business, and my hobby is the restaurant. But yeah, I got in the computer business in 1988. And I bought a typewriter store with the intent of, converting the customers to, word processing.
Yeah, computers.
Computers.
Yeah.
And so that was early on. I mean, that's when everybody said, you're crazy, you can't compete with IBM. And that was, we started selling personal computers. It started with 2 people, and now I have over 45 employees, and we still sell computers, but it's a managed IT. So we're basically now self-service.
Right.
So we sell and support small networks, employees from 5 to a couple hundred employees.
So you run that business in the St. Louis area?
I do. I've got some great guys that run it. I'm at the front of the house there as well. So I get to go out and meet new customers and tell them why they should use us versus hiring an individual guy. So I always pitch our team of 45 is better than any one person, because we can take care of the desktops, the servers, the security, email, printing, web design. So we do it all.
Wow.
One-stop shop.
But that's so different from running a restaurant.
It is totally different.
It's like one world and another world, right?
Right.
That's fascinating.
So one makes me look really smart, and the other like, what the hell? Why would you do this, right?
Right, yeah.
But the restaurant is fun. I enjoy it. I have a lot of friends that come there, and it's hard to explain. It just kind of gets in your blood, and I just enjoy it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because being in TV and radio is the same way.
Right.
Once you've done it, you can't not do it,
I know.
or you feel like
And
a
it's
limb
fun.
is
And
missing.
I love the property. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
And we don't open till 4 o'clock, so I get to enjoy it, basically,
yeah.
all day.
You brought some videos and some pictures today of what he took this morning. It's gorgeous over there.
Right, it is. It's gorgeous all year round. And obviously June, July, and August, or they call it the 100 Days of Hell, I think, in the show Ozark. They call them the ruling days. So June, July, and August dictates how we're going to do the rest of the year, typically.
Absolutely.
All of our businesses.
That's the way it is for a lot of businesses.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Especially here.
Okay, so we're talking with Brent Boyles. He's the owner of Michael Steak Chalet. He started up Marty Bird's, then sold that off. So we'll continue talking about all of this fascinating stuff when we come back on the Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
Don't miss out on your favorite show. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.
Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center. So we're talking with Brent Boyles, owner of Michael Steak Chalet. He also started Marty Bird's restaurant, then sold that. So the land that is there, Michael Steak Chalet, and around there, it started out as not just a resort, but like one of the first resorts at the Lake of the Ozarks.
It was. There's a lot of history there. It was called the Hildebrands Camp.
Yeah.
And it was started in 1935.
Wow.
And so
right after the dam was built.
That's correct.
1935.
Right. And there are still a few cabins on the property. There were about a dozen, I think, when it first started. There's probably about half of those left.
Wow. They're still standing.
They still are, right?
Are they used now?
They are. So my neighbor, Trevor Bechtold, and his friend Jason bought them, and they've remodeled them, and they rent them out.
Okay.
So a lot of people stay there, and then they'll come and visit Michael's. So it's a great little getaway. They're small, but they're very nice. They've fixed them up very nice. I think it's called the Old Swiss Village.
Yeah.
Cabins. And they used to rent $1 per person per night. And now I think those guys are getting $100 or $120 a night. But they're really nice.
Yeah, and such an incredible location up
Right.
there on that
Right.
ridge. And, you see the lake and everything down there. Now, when it was the old resort, the property went all the way down to the water, and I'm guessing it still does.
It still does.
Right.
The property goes all the way down to the water. Originally there was a swimming pool down there, the lake, obviously. But there was 121 steps that went to the water.
Wow.
So the people would stay, the families would come, they'd go fishing, and they would store their motors down in a little building down on the water. So
that's still there.
It's still there, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
They started there's been several restaurants there, but we've had it for the last 29 and a half years.
Yeah, almost 30 years now. So it's amazing. People must have been in much better shape back then if they're going up 125 stairs and down.
When we first bought the property, there was a boat slip down there, but we're on the main channel and it's pretty rough through there. So I think we had it for about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Very rough. Not nearly the size of boats in whenever they built that, 33.
Yeah,
then
the lake has changed a bit.
Yeah, than right now. So you opened the wine house recently.
So what happened about 7 years ago, the resort around the restaurant came up for sale. So I got a couple college buddies of mine, and we bought basically a big portion of the resort.
What resort was that?
So it was Hildebrands Resort.
Oh, still?
Well, originally it was, but then Ted Rupert bought the property and owned it for many years.
Okay.
So there's the well there provides water to the cabins, the restaurant, and then about 15 other locations around the area, all the way down the hill to what is now Freedom Boat Club.
Okay.
So at the time we bought that property, and then there was 31 boat slips down there. And so we put in another dock, actually making it 31 slips. And then we managed that for a while. And then Freedom Boat Club bought that from us.
Okay, good.
So you can still, most people don't know this, but if you go past Miller's Landing, which is now
the Orr House.
Yes. If you go past that, there is a dock down by Michael's or by the Freedom Boat Club that has a blue roof, and you can park on there and walk up the hill.
Okay.
But there's only room for about 3 spots. But part of the deal when we sold them, that I said, hey, I need to reserve a couple spots. So it's about 1/8 of a mile walk up the hill. So we have some customers that do come by boat. We don't advertise it, because
but you can.
But you can do it
if you want to. If you want to get a workout at the same time.
It's better walking up the hill than it is the 121 steps, and much safer, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So this wine house is something new. When did you decide to put that in?
So part of when we bought all this property, there was about 5 buildings on the property that were abandoned. One was the old bait house, which has now been remodeled by Freedom Boat Club. Then there was 2 cabins that were on the property that were tore down, and then the wine house was immediately adjacent to the restaurant. And it should have been torn down, but we wanted to make it bigger and couldn't for some reason. So anyway, we redid it, and we now call that the wine house.
Okay.
And so then we put up a pavilion. So we've got it geared up now so that we're doing the wine house is open on the weekends for happy hour. And then this weekend we had private events, so a lot of times we rent it out for private groups.
Yeah.
And then in the summer we do quite a few weddings.
Yeah. So, and in fact, a friend of mine, one of my neighbors, got married over there last year. He and his wife Dawn, but they're one of those people that absolutely love you. So they love the restaurant, and then you go out of your way to have their wedding for them. It's like, well, I think you've got a friend for life there.
Yeah, I love when people have their wedding, or we have a lot of engagements there, and I love that because when people get engaged there, it's always a reason to come back and have an anniversary dinner there. So we're kind of a holiday special event location. Because we've been in business so long, we don't do a lot of advertising. It's one of those things in June, July, and August, it's sometimes tough to get a reservation because we only do about 125, 150 top per night. Yeah. It's all our facility can handle right now. So. Yeah.
But it's a very unique experience.
It is very unique. Yeah.
So if folks want to get some more information about Michael Steak Chalet and where it is, how to get there and all that good stuff, how do they find that?
Well, we're at the 28-mile marker by water, but the easiest way is to go to our website, and it's theplaceforsteaks.com.
Okay.
So just spelled out theplaceforsteaks.com.
Okay, so don't go to michaelsteakchalet.com.
Right. Well, you can. It's steak chalet, but nobody knows how to spell chalet. So it's theplaceforsteaks.com.
Okay, there you go. He is Brent Boyles. So interesting. We're going to have you back because there's more to talk about.
Great.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.